Yeah, shut up now. All right, thank you. Have a good night. Appreciate it. Excuse me. All right, so the gay dude, you know, they always try to do this, you know, last time thing, right? So he's he come on the bus and he's talking. As soon as we are about to we crossing the light, he goes, "Oh, last time, what have you?" So you saw me start recording. His ass shut up. Right? I'm telling you, they're cowards. They're cowards. And you know, these people, they feel that they have some sense of power, that they can destroy people's lives. Well, like I said, I hope their lives being destroyed also. All right. And then they send an older woman on the bus, and you know, she had this bag in her hand. So I'm looking at her. I'm looking across from me, and there's a young Hispanic male sitting there, and he won't even get up. But she's looking at me like, I'm like, lady, I got a cane. My back hurts. All right. You know what I'm saying? My side hurts, my back hurts at this point. My back is kind of tight. I'm not getting up. You know, it's funny how these people, you know, because you're a good person, they think you're supposed to be good all the time. Listen, their God ain't good all the time, but they always talk about God good all the time. And being good does not mean that I have to get up and give her a seat, right? Most times I do. The majority of the times I do. But again, this is what they want you to as a TI. This is what they want you to do, to have some sort of control over your autonomy, and to try to put you in a bad light, right? But none of these motherfuckers on the bus would get up to give an older woman a seat, right? You know what I'm saying? So what? You think I'm supposed to, but you're not? Right? But I'm supposed to, but they're not, right? Like, get the fuck out of here. You know, Alda been texting me. Whenever I mention certain things, Alda texts me, whenever, particularly today too, whenever, because they're targeting us heavily. So I know they're targeting her heavily because for the past couple of days, she has been texting me. I mean, when I looked at my phone, it was yesterday, I had like 20-something texts from her. And I told her, I said, I can't read all of this. Right now, my phone is chiming because she is texting me. She's texting me. And look at the New York Predator Department, right? See, like I said, and that's why. So whenever, and they do this, the reason why they show up, because they know that they're manipulating her to text me. So they'll show up, you know, just to, look. So they will show up, like, you turn on his lights. So they will show up, right, just to let me know that it's them, right? Yeah, bunch of cowards. Bunch of cowards. So when they do things like that, it is also to try to engage in coercive threat, that if I communicate with either, you know, it's the coercive persuasion programming, right? They try to control you and limit your communications and so forth. And because I have been helping her with her situation, that they had her arrested and you know, falsely charged, you know, in order to again silence her. And I tell her, I said, you know, you have enough documentation of your neighbors doing, you know, basically harassing you and threatening you and telling and saying in your face in front of other police officers that no one in the community wants you there, no one likes you. You are a 60-something-year-old woman who has hip surgery, back surgery, and this is how they treat you. So I said to her, I said, what you do when you beat their ass in the injustice system, you sue their ass, right? And you sue the neighbors who conspire with the criminal cops, right? Who conspire with it. It's all for show. It's all for show. What it is that they do. The loud noise, the engine muffler, whatever, and him doing the, you know, the, what do you call, you know, the screeching, whatever you call the hell it is that they do, right? But I told her, I said, yeah, I said, you document everything. You document everything that happens in the legal process with your lawyer. She had to end up getting another lawyer because the lawyer, the lawyer was working against her interests. And this is a lawyer that she paid money to, right? So when I talk about the criminality of these people, right, the criminal organization within law enforcement, and they're upset, right? After we got in the house, they started like targeting me. And by the way, my package came early, right? And they started targeting me with the noise campaign. The New York Predators Department drove on the block and whoop whoop, that sort of thing, whoop whoop, And I was like, all right, I see what y'all doing. I said, okay, you know what I do already. When they attack me, I attack them with the truth, right? I was answering one of the posts on Facebook about immigrant. You see, when I talk about how they have paid shills to go online on Facebook and spread lies and disinformation, right? About so today it was immigrants, right? So it started out with the Jamaicans, the Jamaicans are the Jamaican gangs and drug dealers, whatever. And I'm like, bullshit. I'm like, yes, okay, they had Jamaican drug dealers, Jamaican gangs, you know what I'm saying? But they also have American drug dealers, American gangs. They also have Hispanic drug dealers, Hispanic gangs, right? They also have white drug dealers and white gangs, right? So how many Jamaican gangs are there in America? And again, they're doing these talking points from the 1980s, right? You know what I'm saying? I mean, when you go look at the number of immigrants from Jamaica that is in the United States, it's a tiny fraction. But I want you to understand how they pay these Sambos and Sambinas in our community to engage in discord that is meant to divide. Right? So you know what I gotta do? I gotta correct them. Okay, with the facts. So now they talk about immigrants, right? Particularly, the Mexicans and immigrant crime and this and that and such. The same old talking points that again is not true. Yes, every sector of society commits crime. Okay, immigrants commit the least amount of crime in America. Right? That's what they don't tell you. So they will lie, particularly the Republicans. And particularly the paid shills, the Sambos and Sambinas who are being paid by the Republicans, to engage in this sort of discord. Posting a picture of a woman claiming that she was killed by a black woman claiming that she was killed by an immigrant. But how many black women are killed by white racists? How many black women are killed by other black women? How many black women are killed by black men? And it's not a lot. And no one life should be taken away in that way, any manner, right? But when you look at, again, how they give you a false perception of the reality, when you look at the FBI crime statistics, particularly when they talk about black and black crime, right? So in the latest statistics, 2,700, not 1,000, 2,700 black people were murdered by other black people, okay? There is about, I would say, 51 million black people in America. Okay? You do the math. What percentage is 2,700 from 51 million? What percentage is that? So when they like to tell these lies, and liberal media does the same thing too. Make no mistake about it, right? Because again, when I talk about how they profit off of black people and they sensationalize things that are very, I'm not going to say minuscule, but that are serious, but it's not to the numbers in which they try to portray it as. Oh, half of black men commit murder. That's a lie. Half of black, you know how many black men are in America? Right? So they lie. Same thing. Oh, the welfare queen, most black women are on welfare. That's a lie. The amount of black women that are on welfare compared to white women is insignificant, literally. Right? There are over 60 million white people on welfare. Okay, so you can take the amount of Hispanic women on welfare, the amount of black women on welfare, and you won't even reach half of the amount of white women that's on welfare. You won't even get to a quarter. We reach a quarter of black women compared to white women that are on welfare. So when they keep telling us these lies and we spread these lies and this and that, because they understand that we don't know how to do research, we don't know how to look at anything. They understand how to shape words in ways in which they infer certain things, and they can say, well, I didn't say that. Yeah, but you infer it based off of what you say, based off of what you wrote. You know, I was talking to Al, and I said to her, you know, I was reading an article, and it says that black men are the highest, have the highest rate of HIV infection, right? It's what the article. This was one of the. It was an article, and it had different titles, and that was one of the titles, right? But when they actually showed the graph, the statistics of which group of men is the highest in terms of HIV infection year after year, it's white men, right? It's white men. So, you know, I was saying to her, I said, look, this is what she's the one that actually taught me about doublespeak. And I started to research on it. I actually have to have a book. The book is called Doublespeak, right? It was written by an author, I forgot his name. But they use doublespeak, right? How words are placed into articles, into magazine stories, newspaper stories, right? Even online. And you read it. And you are being programmed just by reading those articles, right? Or those stories. There are many ways in which they program us silently, and we don't even know and understand, because, you know, we don't have we don't have black people who can do what they do in abundance as opposed to they do. And I say this actually all the time. Go on YouTube and look at neurolinguistic programming seminars, and you will see in the 80s, in the 90s, right, how many white males, particular white males, were attending these seminars. They were attending these seminars by the truckloads. So there's a lot of them out there within the society who've been taught how to psychologically program and manipulate you and I. All right? So we don't even, you know, like I said, you know, we're clueless when it comes to certain things. And they continue to profit off of us, but in ways that we can't even see. So when they implant black people, black children, right, to build their algorithms, right, to build their AI, right, this is why you hear them say, what? There will be an AI for everyone. You don't want to know why? Because that AI will mimic your personality, your consciousness. That AI will manipulate you using your own internal voice, right? And if you're a microchip and you don't understand what's going on, that AI will take over your personality, making you believe that you're in control. All right, you guys need to understand that. This is why they're building all these AI data centers. Look. Get him across the street. What you doing, bro? Where he at? Can I see him? Oh, he's hiding behind the, oh, he's over there. You got a red bag, you keep lifting up. Look at him. Right? Yeah, he walk over to the corner doing this. This is what he's doing. Right? Like, you know, making his finger like a gun, doing this. And then he's over there. Oh, you know he's far. Yeah, I see you, buddy. Like I keep telling you, they understand what it is that they do. They know this can't hit in your personal apartment. Whoop. They understand that that the lens on this camera, because I cannot zoom in any further, and plus they can manipulate the phone and the camera lens by hacking. They have hacked into the phone and so forth and so forth. So they know exactly what it is that they do. This is why they can stay at a distance, because they've been told exactly where to stand, right, and how to engage in certain behaviors. So look, he's putting his hand over his head. I'm doing the same thing too. I'm doing the same thing too. I see you pointing. Right? Yeah, you coward. Why don't you come closer? Right? Why don't you come closer, coward? Right? I wonder if you guys can see him, but he's over there. Right? Got a white jacket on. Look, again, you know, look, raising his hands up like he's shooting a gun. You know what I'm saying? Look. All right, and again, look, when she's coming here, what she's wearing, the white pants, right? Yeah, look, another white vehicle. See all the white vehicles passing by? All right, I'm just observing, that's all. I'm just observing. All right, goodbye, buddy. Now he's leaving. Look at him walking over there. He's leaving. Right? So, you know what I'm saying? When I tell you that I can expose them in ways that they can't even imagine, right? Look, all the white vehicles. You see white vehicles. Look, white vehicles, right? Look. Okay. All right. So, like I said, they don't stop, and the patterns of threes. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. Another white car right there. All right, see? Yeah, a bunch of cowards, man. Oh, look. You see the heavy targeting today? My eyesight is worse now. I'm looking at the license plate and I can't even read it. So remember I showed you guys last night, I was able to read the license plate from right here, right? In this lane, right here. No, tonight I can't read it. Okay? When they target me, and particularly I'm on the remote no monitoring, not only does it affect my short-term memory, but it affects my vision. And then on top of that, I forgot to mention too, but I had a sharp pain that ran down from my neck to the middle of my back today. All right. So again, I have to document these things. Sometimes, there's so many things happening that I forget. Look, a whole bunch of white vehicles, right? That things are happening, in an extreme way when they do these extreme blitzes, when they hack into my phone, when they have me on the remote no monitoring. Not in service. Not in service. Let's see, is that my bus? Oh yes it is. That's how bad it was. I can't even see the damn bus number. Right? And the bus is right there. Right? I can't even see the number. And as big as the text is on the bus, and as bright as the color is, I can't even read it. Right? That is how bad my vision is just because of today. Right? Another white vehicle. Another white vehicle. Look. You guys gonna see a whole bunch of white vehicles. YouTube, do not give my video a copyright strike. That's just a car over here that's playing music, got the window open, and he's playing the song, whatever the song is. But oh yeah. I tell you, my vision is so bad right now. Okay, it's still blurry. Look how close. I'll tell you when it's good. All right, now I can see clearly now. Okay, now I can see clearly. So even when it got past the traffic light, it was still blurry.